Hey everyone, Charting Man Dan of the Chart Guys checking in on the markets a little bit before they close. I've got to run here now, but we're doing it anyway. So I was on the verge of getting ready to go bearish because the NASDAQ had a weak close yesterday and was just breaking daily support, and it looked like we were going to see some further weakness in NASDAQ and NASDAQ related names. Today we had a bullish reaction to PPI numbers pre-market, and we very quickly had the bulls show themselves as far as absolute control. So I'm considering this a double bottom on the NASDAQ because QQQ, we broke support here by 25 cents or something like that. And to see this response, obviously today, is very bullish, holding that support level. And over the last 24 hours, we've also seen bullish developments in the cryptocurrency sector where there's been rotation going on. Bitcoin has been leading the way, and it's been the Bitcoin show. And over the last 24 hours, those profits have rotated out into other altcoins. And so it's essentially gone from, it's just rotation. It's just bullish rotation, which I keep talking about in the broader market. To see it in crypto, I had a moment where I was laying in bed last night and I was torn. Like, I'm ready to go bearish the NASDAQ and, NVDA showing us this weakness, but crypto is showing me exactly what bulls want to see happen. And so I was kind of weighing these two things that are conflicting with each other. And so I headed into this morning saying, all right, higher open because of PPI. And then my day was dictated by this move on the 1 minute time frame on QQQ. Right here on the morning. Bulls showed me they're playing defense and they're keeping control. So I was looking at this support, 315.27. And so we held it, broke it by 2 pennies, new high of the day. As soon as we see that new high of the day, I'm on Team Bull for today. And we then had all major sectors hit the high of the day at the same time. When's the last time all major sectors hit the low of the day at the same time? I don't remember when it happened last. And again, that's because rotation has been going on. The NASDAQ has been weaker. Big tech names have been weaker over the last week. But it's always in the face of healthcare having a good day, the financial sector having a good day. It's just bullish rotation. There has been a lack of fear over the last couple of weeks. So I am back, after this happened on QQQ here at 10:15 a.m., I shifted my IRA, which has been flat for the week, leading it to CPI, shifted that back to a bull lean, getting rid of my hedges, and just said to myself, I'm not looking bearish today. And again, anytime all major sectors, QQQ, XLV, XLF, if they're all at the high of the day together, if you don't trade bearish, if they're all at the low of the day together, and you don't trade bullish, it's going to keep you trading in the direction of the trend far more often than not. And another lesson that I posted on Twitter is when you have these trending days where all major sectors are doing the same thing, ignore wedges. The rising wedges from the last 2 days indicating hourly lower highs on QQQ worked really well. A rising wedge in a really strong bull move with all sectors participating, they are very low probability. So I ignore wedges, and it's the same thing to the downside. When we were in the heart of the bear market and we had all major sectors dropping together, we would be grinding down in falling wedges. And I love falling wedges and bounces, but it was not a high probability scenario where the falling wedge on the 5 minute time frame was looking for an hourly higher low. We were in a downtrend on all those time frames, and so it just wasn't a good risk reward setup. Potentially a little profit taking here into the end of the day, but we'll just be looking for an hourly higher low next time we consolidate. I have been watching this resistance line on the NASDAQ futures chart. Not sure if I've talked about this yet in a public video. Talked about it all week in the live streams. But there was this previous support line that is now acting as resistance right here. And here we are rejecting yet again. I just made this post in the chat room. So I'm going to keep an eye on this level and until it breaks. And so we were extended as we headed into it. NASDAQ testing my previous support, now resistance trend line for the week. And so here we are rejecting. And again, we are just going to look for an hourly higher low. But as long as this line keeps coming into play, I'm going to keep watching it. Support, support, support. Resistance, 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 resistance. So, SPY, where do we look from here? Bull break, daily bull flag confirmed. Next level is 414.91, 416.72. If we clear 416.72, SPY is at the highest level in over 7 months. NASDAQ trying to follow SPY. And again, it's just the rotation. SPY is leading now because healthcare and the financial sector have been leading over the last 2 weeks. So NASDAQ double bottom, key support. And what my mindset now is for my IRA is I'm staying bull in my IRA as long as the daily higher lows keep forming on SPY. So 407.44 is now a key level. If I see all major sectors at the low of the day at the same time soon, I will jump into some hedges. But bulls had a statement of a day today. Semiconductor still weaker. We confirmed the head and shoulders on SMH and NVDA, both with zero follow through, but we are notably weaker. So I like the way NVDA, I'm in a swing short still. I like the way it's trading compared to the NASDAQ. It's flat right now. It's up 0.1%. If you told me yesterday, hey, QQQ is going to be up 2% tomorrow, I'd say, uh-oh, that swing is going to be in the red a bunch. And it's flat. And I even shorted it this morning for some day trades because we started real weak, relatively weak on this drop. Nice, almost a 2% drop. And then we bounced up and we rejected from hourly resistance, which is where I added to my short yesterday. That was at 270 on the hourly bounce yesterday. And so the bounce today is still just a lower high. And you can see the big sell-off here at the end of the day. Clear relative weakness in semiconductors. So I can say that this bearish position is positioned very well if we were to see any weakness in QQQ from here. But that's a big if. So it's essentially, I'm going to keep, holding, giving it a chance. But I need to see 258.50 break to break both necklines of this head and shoulders pattern if we're going to follow through. Tesla held the low of yesterday first thing. Daily inside bar. Earnings are next Wednesday. And that is going to dictate whether we're looking up at 207 and 217 or whether we're looking down at 163. And until then, not much is going to happen in my opinion. Definitely some day trading volatility, but as far as the weekly time frame, nothing going to happen. Healthcare keeps grinding. We looked a little toppy yesterday, but got to give it to the bulls. They've kept their control. Looking up now, next resistance, 136.51. Just running away from daily EMA 12. Financial sector, also holding on. It was a bull break with zero follow through yesterday, but still a daily uptrend. We'll see how long the bulls can keep that uptrend. If we didn't have financial sector earnings tomorrow and next week, I would be interested in KRE because KRE is trying to set up a daily little trend change and trying to get over daily EMA 12 and trying to break the weekly stair-step pattern from the last 2 months. And essentially in this environment, my mindset now is, all right, if the bulls are going to keep control, then I'm going to be looking for laggards. I'm going to be looking for growth names that have not been participating. And a big reason for that is the exceptional strength of the biotech sector today. Big short squeeze. I mean, the biotech sector today is up 5% as an entire sector after being extremely weak the last couple of weeks. So that definitely gets my attention. Okay, watching growth names, ARKK top of the list. Getting real tight. Daily inside bar today, but this is essentially an equilibrium that's been building for 6 weeks at this point, and it's going to break likely next week. And so if the bulls are going to keep grinding up, if we're going to keep control, then I would expect these weaker names to break bull and to follow along, just like we saw with XBI today. IWM, daily inside bar, still trying to confirm a daily uptrend. That's another thing that has to happen if growth names are going to see any rotation their way. And these crypto names just keep pouring it on. As I mentioned, crypto is staying very strong, doing exactly what bulls want to see. And at this point, Riot now up 58% from the low 5 days ago, 4 days ago. Just a huge monster move. So again, it's just confidence. Confidence in the market. We'll see how long that confidence keeps up, but bulls are throwing some money around. MARA, the other crypto name, big catch-up day after an inside bar yesterday. So just a lot of strength in a lot of places. The AI sector, GFAI is consolidating now, but had follow through pre-market. We were looking to try and gap up. Tons of volatility in both directions there. So, burden on bears. The VIX breaking to lower lows. The VIX is hitting the lowest levels that we've seen in a couple of months. 1706 is the lowest level that we've seen in at least a year. And that's the next level we're looking at. Just couldn't get over 2008. Top, rollover. Gold continuation. Good sign for the bulls after the upper wick at resistance yesterday. All-time highs on the table. Daily uptrend, our guide, EMA 12. Silver leading the way. Miners continuing strong. Again, just confidence for the bulls. These miners, very impressive. There's going to be a whole bunch of people, myself included, scouting weekly higher lows next time we see it. Oil, still struggling at our long-term resistance zone. We did get over it yesterday, but we're right back under it today with the daily inside bar. So going to keep an eye on this zone, 82s and 83s. Overall, still strong as long as the daily uptrend remains intact. And natural gas, testing the lows, bears still strong. And watching a megaphone where we had our bull break, but no follow through. And now back down, heading towards support. So keeping an eye on that megaphone. Plenty of touches on this downtrend support line. Plenty of touches on that uptrend resistance line. All right. So burden on bears. And they can come out of nowhere and have a big day where all major sectors are dropping together. But again, I'm not going to be looking for weakness until I see it. And I will react. That's another thing about, technical analysis. My style is not predicting, I am reacting. So if I see all major sectors at the low of the day together for the first time in over a month, then I will act on that. All right. NVDA is definitely rolling over. It's closing near the low of the day. So again, can't complain whatsoever. That swing trade is now in the green with the NASDAQ up 1.9%, which again is just extremely, this is why I went short NVDA, is because of the shift in relative strength. We shifted from relative strength to relative weakness, and so it's like having the wind at my back in the trade. I'm with the momentum. I'm on the right side, at least in the short term here. And that's the only reason that trade is green in a very green market day. Let's check in on that. Trading view is slow for me today. NVDA divided by QQQ. Big red day, I assume. I haven't looked at this chart today, but yeah. So when's the last time we saw 3 big red days like that? Those are 3 little red days, but it hasn't happened this year. So again, that gets our attention. Not going to see NVDA follow through for the bears if QQQ keeps heading higher. But again, NVDA bears are positioned well if we see any red in QQQ. Feel free to ask any questions. I appreciate you watching. Do some good things out there. So gold is testing all-time highs. It's been significantly strong with silver and miners kicked off by the fundamental event of the banking situation about a month ago. And you're not really hearing a whole lot about gold testing all-time highs. And the reason is boomers don't know how to use social media. I'm just kidding. The reason is gold, a 10% move is a lot. And the younger generations have gotten spoiled with crypto and with Reddit stocks, where 10% in a day is not a lot. It doesn't get your blood pumping. It's not exciting. That doesn't mean it's an asset class to be ignored, whether it's for long-term holdings of years or decades, whether it's for swing trades of months and weeks. There is opportunity there. Silver needs about another 20% to hit breakout mode as far as clearing recent resistances over the last couple of years. But we're definitely in a scenario where we know blue sky breakout can lead to some significant upside. So just wanted to give you an example of some gold and silver, as I know many people that have never seen it before as far as coins and bars. So here's an example of a gold ounce, 1 ounce of gold.
It's worth about $2,000. And this is an example of silver, a little bit of tarnish on it from age, but this is 10 times as much silver, 10 ounces, but it's worth about $250, $260. So essentially 10 times the weight, but worth about 1/8 as much as gold. So these are things that you can diversify with, and definitely things that you can trade based off of, whether it's GLD, SLV, GDX, these are the tickers. And again, swing trade mindset. I don't day trade gold and silver, but I definitely want to diversify my holdings in them, at least a small percentage. Worth checking out. Keep an eye on key resistance levels.